In 2018, it was revealed that Cambridge Analytica had harvested the personal data of 87 million Facebook users without their consent. 87 million people. They use that data to build detailed psychological profiles, mapping your fears, your beliefs, your triggers, your weaknesses. And then they use those profiles to influence elections across multiple countries. Not just ads, not just targeted content. They decided how governments would be chosen using data that was taken from ordinary people who had no idea any of this was happening. 87 million people, used as data points to manipulate democracy itself, and not one person went to prison for it. Now here is the question nobody asked loudly enough after that story broke. If they were willing to do that in 2018, what exactly do you think they have been doing before and after? Because this did not start with Cambridge Analytica, and it did not end there either. Go back to part 1. We told you about 399 men in Alabama who were experimented on for 40 years by the United States government. Men who trusted the system. Men who had no idea what was being taken from them. That experiment ended in 1972. Or so they told you. After Tuskegee broke, the government acted fast. New laws were passed. The National Research Act of 1974 made it mandatory for all federally funded research involving human subjects to be approved by an independent board. Informed consent became law. Participation had to be voluntary. Risks had to be fully disclosed. On paper, the system was fixed, but nobody told you about the loophole. The loophole is your phone. Today, your data is being collected continuously. Every step your fitness app tracks. Every heartbeat your smartwatch records. Every symptom you search at 2 a.m., every prescription you fill, every therapy app you open at your lowest moment. All of it is being collected, analyzed, stored, and in many cases sold to third parties you have never heard of and never agreed to deal with. And you consented. You just did not know it because the consent was buried inside a terms and conditions document written in legal language specifically designed so you would not understand it before clicking agree. Sound familiar? In 1932, they told 399 men they were being treated for bad blood. In 2024, they tell billions of people they are agreeing to personalized services and improved user experience. Different words, same silence. In 2014, Facebook ran a secret psychological experiment on 700,000 users without their meaningful knowledge. They manipulated what people saw in their news feeds to study whether they could influence human emotions, make people feel sadder, make people feel happier, just to see if it was possible. They published the results in an academic journal like it was normal science. When it was discovered, the public was briefly outraged. Facebook paid no fine. No one went to prison. The experiment was declared legal because it was buried in the terms of service users had clicked through without reading. And the medical data is even more dangerous. Insurance companies are already using health data collected from apps and wearable devices to make decisions about your coverage. Employers are beginning to access wellness program data. Governments are building health surveillance systems that monitor entire populations in real time using artificial intelligence to predict behavior and flag individuals before anything has even happened. The infrastructure for mass human experimentation now exists entirely inside devices that people paid for themselves and carry voluntarily every single day. Here is what Tuskegee and Today have in common. In both cases, the most vulnerable people paid the highest price. In both cases, the people running it told themselves it was for the greater good. In both cases, consent was either stolen or buried so deep it became meaningless. And in both cases, when it was exposed, the outrage lasted just long enough for everyone to forget and move on. The men in Tuskegee had no idea what was being taken from them. Do you?